Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Easton Homestead channel here on YouTube. I, of course, am Mr. Easton. Today, we are talking about how to protect your garden from frost. And Mattis wants to play catch. So let's throw his ball first. So, as you can see, maybe, and hear, it snowed last night, and it is June 9th here in southwest Colorado at 8,000 feet. Sometimes you get snow that late in the season. So I don't know if you can see up there on the house, but we got about a half an inch of snow last night, and most of it, of course, didn't stick very long. But we're going to talk a little bit about how to protect your garden from frost. So stay with us. As I told you earlier, we are going to talk about how to protect your garden from frost, from snow, from cold. And there's a few methods that we use here at the Easton Homestead. This is our garden behind us here. We have used a couple methods here. You can see we've done buckets, and I will show you a little bit more about that here in a second. And then we have also done, right there, we have also done a ground cover, dark plastic, and elevated that over our potatoes. So I'm going to show you each one, so stay tuned. As you can see, the stuff that we didn't cover is pretty much frostbit and dead. That's sugar snap peas, and you can see they're not in great shape. And then this tomato just barely hanging on, this little tomato plant. But everything else more or less we got covered. So the first method that I'm going to show you is this right here. Squash and things like that are particularly susceptible to frost and to freeze. So what we did is we took a 5-gallon bucket and we weighted it down with a big rock, as you can see. Now in here, be careful not to destroy our plant as we take this off. There we go. So you can see there's a gallon of water in there. Why would that be in there? Now, this gallon of water still is not freezing cold. We got down to 33 degrees last night, so it wouldn't have froze anyway, but we put hot water, about as hot as the plastic jug can handle, in under that bucket with the plant, and it keeps the temperature of the soil in there versus here very different. So I bet there's probably a 7-degree, 8-degree difference in the two soils there. So you can see that this plant is alive and well and healthy. So that's our first method, is you take a 5-gallon bucket, you take a gallon of hot water, you put them the plant and the bucket, or the plant and the gallon under the bucket, and things stay warm enough for your plant to survive. That is method number one. You don't have to use a white 5-gallon bucket. You can use any kind of bucket, as long as it doesn't have anything in it that's going to kill your plant. So don't use a bucket that still has oil in it or anything like that. You could use a tote like this one. You could use a planter like that one. Doesn't really matter what you use, you just need to weight it down and put it down to ground level so it'll block the frost from getting to your plant. And like I said, put that gallon or Gatorade sized jug of hot water under there with it, and it will raise the temperature inside of that container to an appropriate level so that your things, your plants, your vegetables do not freeze. Keep in mind that there are things you don't need or want to cover. There's quite a bit of grass in this bed, but you can see here, this is asparagus. And asparagus loves the cold. So you don't want to cover that up. You just want to leave it and let it do its thing. And same for over here is our strawberry patch. Strawberries do not mind a little bit of cold snow. If it's going to hard freeze, obviously you want to cover these things up too. But with just a little bit of frost and snow, they can survive just fine. A few more pretty hardy vegetables are collard greens, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. They don't mind the cold one little bit. We used that first method I showed you on our pumpkins. Let's see how they fared. There's our water bottle. And oh yeah, looks like they did just fine. The next method we used, today's second method of discussion, is just a black piece of plastic, big black piece of plastic. Reason for this is if you can get it on when the sun is still shining, it'll collect a little bit of heat. And you could also put the gallon jugs under there, although we didn't get to that in time. All we did was cover it, and then you have to prop it up. So under here are our potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and uncover that, and I haven't seen whether or not everything survived the frost yet, so we'll be looking at this together. Oh yeah, see, they did just fine. Good. So we'll be careful as we pull that off, but just to give you a reference, again, cool soil over here. Under this, good 4, 5, 6 degree difference. And we had nothing under that as far as warmth goes. So it was just the ground heat and the heat from the plants that helped these guys survive. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all of this plastic off, and then we'll show you the finished product after the frost. A good tip is before it frosts, if that day is going to be sunny and you know it's going to be kind of warm and sunny, water early so that water can warm up as the day goes on, and that will subsequently make the ground warm up. And that way when you put the buckets or your tarp or whatever you're putting over the top of your garden, that way when you do that, there will be more heat to trap in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share, like, subscribe, get this video out there. It'll really help our channel grow, and we will see you next time here at the Easton Homestead.